Vinny, I'm wondering about your culminating events. How does that happen?
They are always a big part of the process, and a conversation that I try to have as early as possible. And I think they're really remarkable in that it like change it shifts the energy in that space. I think it's because for so long, people who are maybe interested in what's going on but weren't necessarily participating get to see what it was we were doing. And I like to think of it as a way of um, building more of the community in that space. I know at Lincoln Square Neighborhood Center, in that lunchroom, people tended to like stick to their little groups at tables. And on the day of the culminating event, all of a sudden, it coincided with their Fourth of July party, so it was as packed as I'd ever seen it. There were people talking to people I'd never seen them talk to before. So I won't pretend to say that my program shifted the whole environment of that center, but certainly I think it provides this new way of people interacting with each other. It starts to spark conversation, and just seeing the difference of that first day where people were still sticking to their corners, to even within my own class, people who maybe weren't necessarily friends beforehand, now all of a sudden going through this experience together. It changes the dynamic, I think, in a different way, and it gets, in a way, peers get to see each other in a different light. Like, oh, I had no idea you could do that. What about for with visual arts? It's do you tend to do it as like exhibitions? Do you do big openings?
Yes, and it's been fortunate actually that so many of the centers that I've worked in really value big events, big cultural events. So I might have partnered a few times actually with a music presentation that was happening at the same time, so that there would be really a big crowd of people there who might not ordinarily enter into the center even. And then I always ask my participants to invite their families, and many of them do. So I get to meet the people they live with or the people they're connected to. And there's so much pride in sharing their work with their family members and their loved ones. And the same thing that you're saying, connecting with other people in the center that they might not ordinarily even speak to, who are looking at their work and they're like, you did this, and how did you do that? And they're so amazed. So I think it has a lot of personal value for the individuals who participate, but the centers also um, gain a lot of recognition in the community for having these kinds of events open to the public. And we've often
Right.
had financial supporters, whether they're politicians or funders, come in also to see what work is being done, which I think is really important.